Hey everyone, welcome back to BS Rambles. If you're looking up a Raynor guide video, I'm sure you already know that he's received a rework, and if you've seen my videos before, you know that I'll do one of these short form videos first, and then I'll follow it up with a gameplay video that will flesh out the strategy of the build even further. For now, I just want to focus on what I think is going to be the strongest Raynor build, the one with the highest damage output and the highest potential to carry your teams to victory. This build really revolves around your level 1 talent, so I'm just going to dive right in and start there. At level 1, we're going to be taking Ace in the Hole, which is a passive ability that makes you do 35% more damage to enemies who are slowed or stunned. This is going to mesh into the rest of the build to basically have 100% uptime for Raynor, raising his output substantially, or more precisely by 35%, and moving him into hyper carry territory. At level 4, we're going to take Sustaining Rounds, which is a trait bonus, which makes it so that your trait will heal you for 3% of your max health or 6% of your max health against heroes, and that's going to synergize with our level 16 talent, which I'll touch on later. At level 7, we get a linchpin talent for this build in Unstable Compound, which increases the area of effect of your trait by 15%, and it causes enemies hit by your trait to be slowed by 10% for 3 seconds. The 10% slow is pretty minor, but the big thing here is that the slow is going to trigger your level 1 talent, Ace in the Hole, which will have you hitting 35% harder against anyone that was caught in your passive, which should almost always include whoever your main target is going to be. At level 10, we're going to take Banshee. This is the best option for single target damage and can be used for a bit of a zoning or harassing tool as well, plus it's pretty fun. The Banshee feels like a pet, it's almost like getting your own Misha to control. I think for me personally, if I was going to go into Hero League, I would take Hyperion, just because controlling the Banshee is a little bit difficult to keep in mind if you are also trying to maximize your auto attack output, which should be your priority over controlling the Banshee. And for me, I just found it a little bit difficult. So I think I would actually take Hyperion myself. But if you're good enough to take on the challenge of Banshee, then it's a great addition to your single target DPS that you get out of this build. At level 13, we're going to take Giddy Up. This increases your movement speed by 10% and increases Inspire's movement speed bonus to 20%. This extra movement speed should be enough to position yourself in such a way that allows you to pressure high priority targets while staying relatively out of harm's way. The contrast between your bonus movement speed and the 10% slow that you're going to be applying to other people really gives Raynor actually kind of a Lunara feel to him, where you can really just run people down. There's no getting away from him at this point, which is a very unique and new playstyle for Raynor after his rework. At level 16, we get our Hyper Carry talent, or as I like to call them, the Tank Shred talents, and this one's Bounty Hunter, which makes it so that your passive now deals an additional 3% of the enemy hero's max health as damage, and it also provides an active ability that applies your passive to the next shot. This means that on your opening target, you can hit them with the bonus damage of your passive, apply the 10% slow that gives you the 35% extra damage against them, and do an additional 3% of their maximum health straight off the bat. And at level 20, we're going to take Execute. This increases your attack speed by 20% and attack damage by 25% when hitting heroes who are below 50% health. These percent increases to your attack damage, combined with the level 1 talent boosting your damage by 35% to slowed targets, as well as the 3% damage to max health with your passive, will have you dealing full-on hyper carry level damage. The idea behind this build is to constantly be applying your own slows by using your trait and doing heavy auto attack damage on high priority targets, while using your speed advantage to stay out of harm's way. This talent build is great because unlike most other auto attack damage hyper carry heroes such as Vala, the auto attack comes online early. At level 7, you're going to be dishing out massive damage through the synergy between your level 1 bonus damage and your level slow being applied from your passive. At level 16, you get the huge damage power spike, and then again at level 20, you go into full hyper carry mode, which brings you right in line with other hyper carries without having to go through the weak early game that typically accompanies such a huge late game power spike. So I think this is going to make Raynor a very powerful hero in Hero League coming up. Of course, only time will tell. We'll see how he actually shakes out, but that's my prediction, is that he's probably going to replace Vala as the go-to auto attack damage hero, and even Lunara potentially. I think this build is going to perform very well in Hero League, but as a disclaimer, this video was made during the time that Raynor's rework is on the public test realm, so some of these numbers could still be tweaked, which may change the optimal build, and of course there's not a true substitute to testing builds in Hero League and seeing what really holds up. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you have fun with this build, and if you did, please do the YouTube like, comment, subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Have a great week.